So, the first time I ever took ADHD medications, I wanted to explain how I reacted. And this is the only way I could explain it. So, in my 20s, my primary care doctor asked me if I had ADHD. And I told her that when I was younger, a doctor told my parents this, but they kind of didn't believe in medications at the time. So she asked me if I wanted to go see a ADHD specialist, and I said, "Why not?" You know, I was in a horrible marriage at the time. I didn't know what else I was going to do with my life anyway. So I was just like, yeah, that would be good because my life was pretty much falling apart at this point. And I just became disabled too. So I was just like I wasn't handling things well. So I went to the ADHD specialist, and for about 7 to 8 months, he taught me education on how to remember things a little bit better, how to slow my brain down a little bit, help me with taking notes and having a schedule and structure, really, because that's what I really needed. And if I don't have a structure, I will go all over. So, or as my mom says, when I used to visit her, she would be like, "Janelle, take your medicine. You're bouncing off the walls." And I would. I'd be bouncing off the walls. So, so the first time I got medicines, about 7, 8 months in, never forget what it was like. So I picked it up, and I took one, like right then, because I had like an hour drive home, and I'm like, see what it does, you know? So I just remember that it seemed like my entire life I had like my low beams on. And then suddenly it was like my high beams were on. Like I could see everything. And it's like I noticed everything and I started to remember it too. And it was like pretty amazing. And I have to say, once I went on my medications, is when I was able to kind of pull my life back together. Um, I don't know a ton about the ADHD side of things, like with what goes on in the brain. I just know, though, how I've reacted and how much it's helped me. And so, when I'm not on it, it's just like I can't focus. I don't. It's like for some the medicine slows me down a little bit just to notice things a little bit longer, so I notice it. And otherwise, I feel like I'm just running on this hamster wheel and I can't get off of it. Like if I get a thought in my head, I'll just keep thinking about it over and over and over again, and I won't be able to stop thinking about it, and it drives me literally nuts. So anyway, that's part of how my ADHD works, and um, I know there's a lot of people out there that have that as well. Now I have the ADHD, which is the hyperactive one instead of the ADD. So like I said earlier, I bounce off the walls. I'm like all over the place. I can't sit down. I'm constantly shaking and moving and everything like that. And yeah, that's my life. But I think the worst time I had in my life with it is when I was in college because I didn't realize I had it, and I don't know how I graduated. If I didn't play sports for Ohio State, I probably would have never graduated school because I would have never had a schedule that I was locked into or something that I wanted to do enough that I would have had to shoot for, okay, I have to get this grade point average. So I definitely wanted to get that grade point of average so I could continue playing sports. So yeah, that definitely saved me in college. Otherwise, I probably would have never graduated. So.